On a fateful night, through an unfortunate turn of events, my life changed completely. That was too difficult a day. The night became the deadliest. I didn't know who I was or my world. Two others were sharing the same world. We felt a newer beginning to our life was waiting for us. But reverse order existence traced and chased.
Dear readers, reversed order existence will trace you and chase. Hi, I am Blaze Goldburst, author of Reversed Order Existence. Blaze on, a tiger is trapped in the deadliest apocalypse, reversed order existence. Reversed order existence has engulfed Traland. It is the weapon of the rising mediocre monsters led by Mizard, the Monster Lord, against the meritorious Tras led by their Reverend Crown Diamondis. Meritocracy is responsible to have created dangerous divisions and deprivations amongst citizens through status states. But Blazon is no Tra or monster, but is tortured and chased. There is too little time to survive, and incomplete deaths are rapid.
Identity, love, betrayal, treachery, power, survival, family, friendship, tiger-human conflict will be judged in reversed order existence. There is no going back.
Thank you for watching the video. Order your copy of Reversed Order Existence now. Dear readers, Reversed Order Existence will trace you and change. Hi, I am Blaze Goldburst, author of Reversed Order Existence.
What is reversed order existence? An apocalypse made by indicting the nature, manipulating the natural order of existence. If all the existing energies, resources that exist in the natural order of existence are sucked out from the particular world and stored and concentrated in another, then the former gets rid of the natural conditions of life and existence.
Reversed order existence constitutes
Reversed aging. Old is young, young is old. It is too rapid.
reverse breathing. Breathe in is breathe out.
Monsters have mastered their creation. This art of breathing is applicable under the seas. The unaware Tras drown to their incomplete death.
Reverse or upside down walking. An aberration where humans walk on their heads.
The big beasts crawl on their backs, while the trees move on their branch legs.
Incomplete death. There is no death in reversed order existence. Either you are immortal sufferer by transitioning into young old, even if injured severely.
You suffer immortal suffering, and no death comes by.
Active ear and dubbed lips.
Climate reversion. Unpredictable weather events that occur in reverse. Rains shooting from the earth. Supervolcanic winters preceding a supervolcano.
Fused moon and sun and a lot more. Thank you. Order your copy of Reversed Order Existence now. What if humans suffer reverse aging?
Would it be boon? Would it be bane?
In this episode, we will find out. Dear readers, Reversed Order Existence will trace you and chase. Hi, I am Blaise Goldburst, author of Reversed Order Existence.
We all know that it is inevitable for aging to occur. Deterioration of both cognitive and physical health is bound to happen. Many scientists are working on delaying the process of aging. Cosmetic industries have developed their anti-aging creams or cosmetic surgeries. Aging occurs due to numerous genetic environmental effects which influence our lifespan. Through the environment, by healthy living and eating, we delay the effects of aging. Our telomere shortening and oxidative stress play a major role in our aging and decay. But what if one day we wake up and see reverse aging has been successful? Would it change our life to lead us to the road leading to immortality? Or would it signify another journey to unimaginable doom?
Reverse aging, boon or bane?
We are going to find out in a story. In the book Reversed Order Existence, when Blazon, a young and healthy tiger, unexpectedly lands into Triland, he discovers he is old. He is called Old Cub by anybody who attacks and protects him. In Reversed Order Existence, old is young and young is old. It is too rapid, which Blazon learns later. This is a curse, where your brain is of an infant, but your body is too old and feeble. You don't die in old age. Blazon is helpless, but soon he grows younger bodily due to effects of reverse aging, but his brain and spirit grow older and older. He discovers that there are 3 stages to reverse aging: old young, middle, young old. That would be another story for another video. But when Blazon discovers these 3 stages of reverse aging, he notices that the infants, the young old, are no more considered assets. They are the real old, the ancestors, the parents. They are now a burden. They are abandoned and discarded. The same way most inhuman people in the world consider the old people a burden. It's a shame.
Reverse aging is the opposite of natural aging.
What happens after the last stage of reverse aging? The 4th stage.
Keep watching and let us fight against the menace of Reversed Order Existence.
And support Blazon, the tiger, by ordering a copy of Reversed Order Existence.
Blazon seeks your help. Thank you for watching this video. What if we suffer the 4th stage of reverse aging?
Episode 2. In the previous episode, we faced what reverse aging is, the stages of reverse aging through the story of Blazon, the tiger from the book Reversed Order Existence. In this episode, we are going to taste the feeling of reverse aging through the disastrous experience endured by Blazon, the tiger from the book Reversed Order Existence.
Dear readers, Reversed Order Existence will trace you and chase. Hi, I am Blaise Goldburst, author of Reversed Order Existence.
What happens in the 4th stage of reverse aging? What if we suffer the 4th stage of reverse aging? What happens after young old? You may pause the video and attempt to answer. Incomplete death. What is it? Can we escape it? Is it deadlier than death? Blazon, the tiger, from the book Reversed Order Existence, learns the truth about the abandoned young old, lying scattered and unattended, torn in pieces, eggs, infants, neonates of humans and beasts, seeds and plants. Were they actually dead? No, because the 4th stage of reverse aging has no death. In the Reversed Order Existence, you are an immortal sufferer. Either by transitioning into young old or even by injury or murder, you suffer immortal suffering and crave to die badly, but no death comes by. You live in that forever pain, bruised, bloodied,
in pieces without any love or rescue or acceptance. Even if you are eaten half, you won't die but continue suffering to the severest. The fourth stage of reverse aging is incomplete death. What would be your reaction if we suffer incomplete death? Do you think reversed order existence may take over us?
Keep watching and let us fight against the menace of reversed order existence.
And support Blazon, the tiger, by ordering a copy of Reversed Order Existence.
Blazon seeks your help. Thank you for watching this video.
Keep waiting for the next video, How to Breathe in Reversed Order Existence.
How to breathe in reversed order existence.
Episode 3.
Will reversed order existence conquer us? Put your comments below.
In the previous episodes, we learnt about reversed aging and the fourth stage of reverse aging
In reversed order existence, through the story of Blazon the tiger from the book Reversed Order Existence. If you are new to the world
of reversed order existence
please watch the previous episodes.
on reverse aging and the fourth stage of reverse aging.
Hi, I'm Blaze Goldburst, author of Reversed Order Existence. In this episode 3, we would focus on how to breathe in reversed order existence.
We breathe, we survive. In the natural order of existence, the air is moved in and out of our lungs
By inhaling oxygen and exhaling carbon dioxide.
All aerobic creatures need oxygen for cellular respiration. Breaking down foods for energy, where carbon dioxide becomes their waste product. Most importantly, exchange of gases takes place when breathing. The circulatory system of their body transports the gases to and from the cells, and thus cellular respiration takes place. But how do vertebrates with lungs breathe?
They have their repetitive cycles of inhalation and exhalation.
The vertebrates with lungs have highly branched tubes or airway system which lead from the nose to the alveoli. The respiratory rate or breathing is the number of respiratory cycles per minute, which is considered to be one of the vital signs of life.
What about overbreathing and underbreathing?
They cause distressing symptoms. Some other mechanisms provided by breathing are speech and laughter. The reflexes such as yawning, coughing and sneezing. We discussed about breathing in the natural order of existence. But what if we are trapped in the reversed order existence? How to breathe in reversed order existence? We would find out through the story of Blazon the tiger from the book Reversed Order Existence. In this book, Reversed Order Existence, Blazon encounters the deadliest enemy to life under the seas, that is suffocation. Because the land and the sea were a world of the opposites. No air could draw into his nostrils, as if he had lost the ability to breathe. Waters began to devour him entirely. He struggles and puts his last efforts to refill some breath. He encounters silent bodies of the abandoned, unrecognizable, disfigured younglings, alleged to be dumped by their heartless parents. While together in their fall, he feels their hard little breaths near his ear as they teach him, breathe in is death, breathe out is life. For Blazon, breathing in reverse from the thick, dark, saline waters was painful, hard and tense, an unusual tactic. When he breathed in, it happened just the opposite. That's when he learned the art of breathing in reversed order existence. Because to inhale is to exhale in reversed order existence, and to exhale is to inhale, especially under the seas. Why did it happen that way? To know more, download the free sample of Reversed Order Existence from the link in the description below. What do we learn? What if the natural flow of our breaths die? Would it be like surviving only on ventilators? Would you survive breathing in reverse? Would you manage to learn the art of reverse breathing? Or would you meet your incomplete death? Comment now. For reversed order existence is the deadliest of all viruses if combined together. And we as humans are responsible for damaging all resources: water, earth, or air. We have brought air pollution. We smoke actively and passively and suffer cancer. Lung cancer, heart disease, tumor, asthma, pneumonia, corona, and then the world is heading towards reversed order existence. Can we stop it? Or would it take over us completely? Thank you for watching this video. See you in episode 4. Will climate reversion conquer us? Blazon needs your help. Order your copy of Reversed Order Existence now. If you are new to this channel, subscribe now, like and share to spread awareness about the theory of reversed order existence. Let us eradicate climate change and inequality together. Will climate reversion conquer us? We as humans have harmed the nature. We are responsible for bringing climate change and inequality to this world. We are silently dividing ourselves into meritocracy and mediocrity. We have brought the status states. We are in the verge of destroying the natural order of existence. What more do we expect after climate change? What? Will climate reversion conquer us? Hi, I'm Blaze Goldburst, author of Reversed Order Existence. In the previous episodes, we learnt about reverse aging, fourth stage of reverse aging, and how to breed in reversed order existence. If you haven't watched them already, now is the time. Here comes episode 4. Will climate reversion conquer us? Our human-made destruction has brought heavy consequence to the natural order of existence. We have destroyed our nature. Plastic pollution, ghost nets in the seas. And then we see frequent wildfires, prolonged periods of drought, tropical storms, hurricanes, or thunderstorms have become and will become stronger. Shrinking glaciers, breaking of ice in rivers and lakes. There is loss of sea ice, and sooner our Arctic will become ice-free. The trees are and will be flowering rapidly, whereas the plant have and will see drastic shifting. The sea levels are rising and intense heat waves are causing havoc. There comes the frost-free season that is lengthening, and massive changes are seen in the patterns of precipitation. Air pollution or dangerous virus attacks like coronavirus or hantavirus is just a tiny preview of the reversed order existence. Who would you consider responsible for the rise in global temperatures? Which human activities produce greenhouse effects? Pause this video and comment below. Will climate reversion conquer us? That day is not far when climate reversion and reversed order existence as a whole will chase us, trace us, and conquer us. We will be consumed if we are late. Let us know more about climate reversion through the story of Blazon the Tiger from the book Reversed Order Existence. In the book Reversed Order Existence, Blazon experiences that land and seas were opposed enemies. The sky is forever dark black, and the moon and the sun are fused and wholed. Incomplete death has become the existence. Every human or other beasts, known as stras, do upside down walking and crawl on their backs. Speak silent speech. The effects of climatic reversion has occurred due to climate change and inequality. As a consequence of the world being divided into mediocrity and meritocracy, where the disadvantaged mediocre have risen to conquer the world against the so-called meritorious that used to control the natural order of existence and its resources. by causing disparities and divisions by dividing the mediocre and meritorious into status states. Now, reversed order existence has become the norm. The mediocre, known as monsters, have created reversed order existence. They have indicted the nature and manipulated the natural order of existence completely. They have sucked all the energies and resources from the world and stored and concentrated them in their particular world, which is deeper under the bottom of the seas. But such a huge quantity of energy concentration later leads to the doom. Climate reversion. Unpredictable weather events occur in reverse. Rains are seen shooting from the seas and the earth. Supervolcanic winters are occurring before a supervolcano. As I have already mentioned about the fused moon, sun, and there is a lot more. Who would win now? What would we lose? Could Blazon the Tiger escape? To find out, order your copy of Reversed Order Existence. Decide it now. Would Reversed Order Existence conquer us or would we escape? Thank you for watching this video. Let us meet in the next episode, episode 5. What is upside down walking in the reversed order existence? If you are new to this channel, subscribe now. Share this video to create more awareness about the theory of reversed order existence. What if we suffer upside down or reverse walking in reversed order existence? Climate change and inequality, meritocracy and mediocrity, status states will bring us to our ruin. We might lose everything. Maybe the slightest needs of our existence for brutally harming the natural order of existence every day. Would we walk again like we do? Would we have the speed to run? Would we be fit to exist and walk comfortably? Based on our height, weight, age, load or terrain? In episode 5, we would find out. Hi, I'm Blaze Goldbust, author of Reversed Order Existence. In this episode, we would talk about the immediate consequences of suffering reversed or upside down walking. What is upside down or reverse walking in the reversed order existence? How is it different from the way we walk to lead our normal lives in the natural order of existence? You may pause the video and answer the question. No more can we exercise, improve our confidence, energy, stamina or control our weight life expectancy. There would not be a reduction in stress, but alarming increase in stress. Heart disease, diabetes, highest ever blood pressure, bowel cancer, osteoporosis, and the list goes on. Just because we lost our ability to walk, our mind goes dumber, our memory skills, ability to learn, to concentrate diminishes. Our capacity for abstract reasoning fades away. Ultimately, we see a splurge in the form of reduction of meritorious brains into mediocre brains. Our ameliorating spirits live in vain. What about posture? It is more of a disaster. Our bones deteriorate, the hip bone suffers, and the harmful low-density lipoprotein rises rapidly, lowering the useful high-density lipoprotein. What about mental health? Anxiety and depression haunts us. Dementia, Alzheimer's lives with us. With fading health, cancer, the enemy, forces into our lives. Then we come to remember there was a time when walking used to lengthen our lives. Still, while we exist in this current state of natural order of existence, our average number of walk trips is falling due to our unwanted lifestyle changes and needs. This sustainable mode of transport, which is clean and suited for us, is dying. All legged animals, even arthropods with 6 or 8 legs or limbs, walk. And walking is considered to be slower than running. When we walk, our one foot is seen leaving the contact with the ground. And there is also a period of double support. While when we run, both of our feet are off the ground with each step. Some examples of the origin of walking among different organisms are the air-breathing fish or tetrapod, as it could walk underwater, giving rise to the plethora of land-dwelling life or organisms that walked on 4 or 2 limbs. The arthropods, like the insects, crustaceans and others, must have independently evolved, walking several times. Little skates can propel themselves by pushing off the ocean floor with the use of their pelvic fins, neural mechanisms, millions of years before any vertebrates set foot on our land. Many beasts, like the elephants, walk forwards and backwards, but cannot trot, jump or gallop. Walking fish is known to travel over land. Would we crawl then? With all 4 limbs? No. We would crawl, unlike an infant, not on our stomachs but backs. Be stationary frequently and be disabled in both visibility and camouflage. It is not a token of submission but a forced consequence of reversed order existence. As we fail and never switch to walking. Let us know the feeling of upside down or reverse walking through the story of Blazon the tiger from the book Reversed Order Existence. When Blazon the tiger gets trapped in the deadliest apocalypse, reversed order existence, he experiences the trauma of reverse or upside down walking. Such a form of walking had become of the Traz, the humans and other beasts. The trees of all shapes and sizes had swirly, spidery roots, crab-like branches. The deer with grey torso, whirling red eyes, deadly cliffy horns on the heavy side, except for the legs, and the massive hornless rhino with dark gloomy eyes. Then the humans, both pale and white, had so much in common.
oddly familiar similarities. Upside down body, unusual walking style, two-legged walked on their heads, four-legged crawled on their backs, while the trees, instead of standing on their root heads, walked on their branch legs, and their silent speech looked a mystery. What if we suffer silent speech?
To find out, keep watching Reversed Order series.
So, as we sum up, we learn that reverse or upside down walking is an aberration where humans walk on their heads, the big beasts crawl on their backs, while the trees move on their branch legs. There is the death of health benefits, gone of the little pleasures of life.
Finally, a question for you.
How would you react if all living beings suffer from upside down walking? What action would you take?
Thank you for watching this video. Blazon seeks your help. Order your copy of Reversed Order Existence now. If you are new to this channel, subscribe now. Like and share this video to spread awareness as well as support the theory of Reversed Order Existence. What if we suffer silent speech
in the reversed order existence? What is speech in the natural order of existence? Is it the ability to express ourselves? What is silent speech in the reversed order existence? How is it different from the silent speech in the natural order of existence? In this episode, we will find out.
Hi, I am Blaze Goldburst, author of Reversed Order Existence. In the natural order of existence, how do we convey meaning? Our social position of what we want and what we are.
Our physical state of moods and emotions, experiences, whether in sobriety, drunkenness, or a trance state. Definitely by persuasion, warning, direction, by asking, by informing, and so on. We use language, we talk, we communicate. We speak, we swear. We deal with people and animals. We express emotions, desires, and we motivate and inspire. Sometimes with a solitary speech, and sometimes we talk to ourselves. We may often have a dual persona. We address ourselves, communicate with ourselves, as if it is some other person, whereas in solo speech we memorize things, be it prayer or meditation.
In the natural order of existence, silent speech is the total opposite of silent speech in the reversed order existence.
Silent speech is an interior monologue in the natural order of existence.
What is the origin of speech? Unknown.
But in the production of speech, our thoughts are generated into spoken utterances. In the case of humans, the pressure from lungs produces speech. And even we can talk like Donald Duck to pronounce words without using our lungs and glottis. Do animals use sign languages as humans? Yes. because their vocalizations are articulated phonemically and syntactically, and so they do not constitute speech. What are the different aspects of speech in the natural order of existence? Speech production and perception of sounds in language, repetition and errors. So, we map the words and we recreate them, and often compare our speech with the written language, but there differs the vocabulary, phonetics and syntax from the spoken language. Manner and place of articulation also play a significant role in linguistics. Is silent speech in the reversed order existence just a speech error? A certain complex activity, but is it just a consequence of errors only? We as humans have the speech perception, where we interpret and understand the sounds in any language. Do we hear repetition, speech heard briskly, no more a sensory input but a motor one? What are the factors that make our speech suffer or affect it severely? They could be organic or psychological. Lung, throat and vocal cord diseases and disorders, paralysis, respiratory infections, cancer, brain diseases, disorders, speech processing disorder, motor planning impairment, nerve transmission damage. Our processing and perception of the message is opposed to the actual sounds, which lead to our poor speech production. Hearing and listening problems, auditory processing disorders, then our articulatory problems, slurred speech, stuttering, tongue diseases, congenital, Tourette's syndrome, tics, or the motor neuron syndrome can also affect our speech. Our auditory perception and expressions can deteriorate. We may even be considered deaf. Is silent speech in the reversed order existence only a game of the brain? It is often known that left hemisphere of our brain is associated with language. But modern research often claims that in production and comprehension of speech, multiple streams are involved. Due to some disorders, we often speak nonsensically, or the jargon speech, or there comes out severe deficits in speech production, where one is unable to speak beyond a few monosyllabic words. Where there is difficulty while speaking, it becomes slower, labored, words become absent, and our syntax is impaired severely, commonly seen in telegraphic speech. Now, let us learn what it is to suffer silent speech in the reversed order existence through the experiences of Blazon the tiger from the book Reversed Order Existence. In the book Reversed Order Existence, Blazon encounters the strange sea of hibernating little creatures and hears their uncanny and unusual speech. He gets confused and feels that their mothers were heartless to have abandoned their offspring to decay and die. Didn't keep the predators at bay, didn't march together to attack and protect. But those younglings and eggs could speak so well. The world of unfortunates. Did they speak with open mouths? No. Blazon heard from them the screams and cry, their frightened hearts, their distressing signals, their earnest appeal, and their quick warning to ward him off an imminent danger that was lurching closer. But the most unusual thing which he discovered later was their speech was silent and unseen, and they were communicating with others haphazardly. with great difficulty, but without open mouths. And sometimes it could become a confusion for who said and what, if we don't hear or focus on somebody particularly. In another scene where Blazon is attacked by the Traz and monsters in the foamy dark seas, where the rain shoots from the sea to the scary lightless sky, he hears the silent speech of the Traz, where the wind carries calls and whispers, screams and screech of attack from their seamed or sealed lips. It peers into his ears, deep reaches into his head. The speech was imperfect. The communication was through sealed lips and signs. Who said what and how would have been difficult to decipher. To know more, order a copy of Reversed Order Existence now. In the Reversed Order Existence, we can lose access to our speech or speak the silent speech. The words would come from within, creating confusion and difficulty. It can be a form of partial dumbness. A pain may strike in our throat, but our lips won't support to pop the words out.
Thank you for watching this video. Blazon needs your help. Order a copy of Reversed Order Existence now. If you are new to this channel, subscribe now. Like and share this video to support the theory of Reversed Order Existence.